Hello, good morning, everyone. I am so happy to announce that I've been chosen as the deputy political leader of Mr. Vasant Bharat's team, Team Unity, Unity is Strength, for this internal elections of the United National Congress. It's a pleasure to have been chosen. It's a pleasure to have been given the opportunity to serve. As you know, I live right across from my neighbor. She's the political leader now. She's a lovely lady. I can't say anything bad about her, but she might be a bit annoyed. I don't know, but it's a fight. I look at this as a very important engagement of the party. It's a natural phenomena in all living organisms to change. It's something that all good institutions and companies and businesses must do. Give the internal clientele, the internal customers, the members, a chance to move upwards, but as well to improve the party, to say something. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of my friends when I asked them, uh, would you support us? And they said, no, 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 we have to support Mrs. Vicessa. And I said, why? I said, because they say, oh my God, they called us and they told us, we need to support them. And guys, it's important for you to have a freedom of a mind, freedom of thought. You're just free to make your choices. So whatever you decide is fine. Um, this is in my opinion, is like a cricket team or a soccer team or any one of the teams that you see playing games across the world. And the cricket team, if you have a losing team, you would want to reshuffle your team. You would want to introduce new members, new skill sets. Even during the match, we have a time off in many games where the coaches would come together with the players whilst they're dropping catches or misfielding, and they would say, "Hey, come on, guys!" They would give them some empowerment, and then the selectors would look at other players on the bench and try them. And I think this is what it is. It's a healthy part of any organization's rejuvenation and re-strengthening. I mean, we can't say we're bad. I mean, we won the elections. We have good people in our United National Congress Party, very respected people, very skilled people. But I think that this is an opportunity for the party. We are all members. At the end of it, my neighbor will still be my neighbor, and you, my UNC party members, will still be our friends. We work together, we walk together, we struggle together, we won together, we lost together. And this is just a party saying, hey, we have a process. Let's see if we could introduce new members into it, new minds. Sometimes it's good to have new minds. The other slate, we haven't heard about it today, but I understand that they would have some members who will be reshuffling, moving from one position to the other, keeping their position. And I would dare say that over the last 10 years, from 2010 to now, I mean, they have been there. And hey, we feel that there's a chance to win the next election. We had a great chance at the last elections. We are not happy with some of the things that went on, but c'est la vie, it happened already, right? I mean, it's too late to cry over spilt milk. Our one aim is to win this, is to get our people, our children, our grandchildren, give them a chance, to at least have a say in our country. No country in the world can allow one party to win all the time. A monopoly of party, a political party, be in government every time, is a recipe for disaster. There must be balance, there must be positive, negative, there must be new. The world is like that, the universe is like that. We must always have a balance. Just like this internal election, you have a balance. There's a new slate. Hey guys, it's from now till 2023. We have another internal elections. Come on, please support us. Look at what we have to say. If you don't like it, please, you're free to choose. We're not forcing anybody to join our party, team, or slate. We are asking you to think, to use your own minds. God has given you a beautiful brain. This morning we are so happy to be alive. Look at the lotus flower. Put an X next to the lotus, because the lotus represents a beautiful embrace. It's a beautiful phenomenon to see a lotus flower actually bloom in your fish ponds, in your little water areas. I mean, it is a fantastic little flower, and I think that it represents a beautiful process. This is a beautiful process. Don't get that wrong. This is where we give another team a chance. We look at what is happening, and there's so much to do. Oh my gosh, there's so much to do. So thanks very much for giving me this opportunity, Mr. Vasant Bharat. I support him. I support our entire team. I support the UNC because I know that you will do the right thing. The right thing is to vote us, vote the team, vote for me, vote for my fellow members on the team, and I would hope that you have a very important decision to make. Think about it. You have a couple weeks to do that. Be safe. COVID-19 vaccinations is around now. In August, I had forecasted that we will have a vaccination, and I indicated to all persons in the communities to start looking at the vulnerable persons in your area. My suggestion now is to get in contact with your UNC party group. So at least now we will have if you elect us, we will make this better for you. In other words, that we'll create a system where each village will have a street captain, or each street where there are a larger number of persons, we would have the street captains. We are going to make sure that we have party groups. We're going to give you a chance not just to deliberate upon elections and to choose your candidate for the area, but we will make sure that when a disaster strikes, or for example, when we have to give the COVID vaccinations by the early part of next year, that we will know exactly who has to get it. The people who will have to get it first are the vulnerable persons, the persons who are old, the persons who are sick, the persons who are very, very vulnerable in terms of maybe single parents, people who are who are living in homes that are not, the environmental conditions are poor. And these are some of the things that you, UNC member who is strong, who's a little more vibrant, right, will be able to coordinate with your street captains. And when the health authorities are going to be coming to give the vaccinations in the community centers or under the homes or in the little villages, then we'll know exactly who we need to go and find. Many times we have a disaster and we are giving out humanitarian aid, and you know what happens when we come into the villages and we come into the little towns, we give the hampers to the councillors, we give the hampers to the key people, and they distribute willy-nilly. And the people who really are sick and the people who really need the hampers, they are unable to come and get the hampers, or we don't even know that they exist, because some people, like in all societies of the world, we can't blame anybody. Some people just take advantage of the system. But in order to allow for equity and the right timing for humanitarian assistance and flooding and a lot of disasters, it is very important for communities to know who their people are. Because when a fire service comes to evacuate, we don't know where John is and where Stephen is. Stephen could have been healthy today, but tomorrow he fell and he broke his leg, and he becomes vulnerable because he lives alone in his home. He wasn't vulnerable the day before. So even if he was a young person, maybe like me, 59 years old, and I fall and I break my leg in the middle of the night, I go to hospital, I come back home, today I'm healthy, tomorrow I'm vulnerable. So I call my street captain and I say, hey, I fell last night. If anything happens, just remember that. So these are the things, these are the community building tools that are existing. They're existing. When I was in ODPM, I went to Jamaica, I went to Barbados, I went to many countries. They taught us these skills. We made the community toolkits. In fact, in Sidima, in Barbados, we have these toolkits, which is a disaster agency for the Caribbean under CARICOM. These toolkits we will bring to the communities. We don't wait until we win elections and we win government, because we'll never know what will happen. And if you're constantly in opposition, we must do things within the party for our people. Not just for our people, for the rest of the community, but at least you're part of an organization that gives you a certain benefit. So don't sit and wait on the next election and then say, oh my God, I will get some money for my maxi taxi, or I'll get a jersey, or I'll get a chance to wave and go to a rally, and I get a little hamper when they pass across. No, we have to think deeper than that. We have to look at our children and look at our grandchildren and say, my God, what is going to happen with them? Right now with the COVID, unemployment rate is very high. Is there something that the UNC party can do for my people? I'm a member of a party, and yes, we can do. There's a number of things that we can do without even waiting for us to be in government. There are a lot of funding that is available from international funding agencies for community programs such as domestic violence, for flooding, for improving your household. Right now with the COVID, one of the biggest problems that we will have is mental illness. In many developed communities of the world, in Canada, for example, there are certain videos and there are certain persons that are coming into the communities, and they're helping communities to rebuild and to give them the psychological strength to move on, because we're going to have a lot of problems with money, paying our bills, not a place to rent. I mean, these things, this is what UNC should be doing. Now, if that team that they have there now has not been doing that for the 10 years or 8 years, do you really expect that they will do it now? Right? We have the skill in our thing. We have the energy. At least give us that. We have the will now to do this. You see? So I close there by saying, guys, there's much more that we want to tell you. We can't tell you everything because the time is short, but we beg you, don't be coerced by anyone to vote in a particular way. Use your own free will that God has given you. God is a beautiful God. He has given us this brain, and in the brain He has put in a limbic system. That is a system that allows us to love and to hate and to cry and to grieve and to feel happy and to feel sad. But it also gives us the opportunity to make our own decisions. Don't let anybody force you into a decision that you're not willing to make. Please, I beg of you, you are sensible. Tell them, yes, man, I'll support you. Tell Dr. Ramup, yeah, I support you. But deep in your mind, go home, look at what I've said, look at what is possible, even if we are in opposition. Give a new set of members a ability to come. We have the passion, we have the youth, we have the diversity, right? And we have the need to come in and try and do something. Vasan Bharat is our leader. He is the only person who is going to be fighting the political leader. She's a beautiful lady. She's my neighbor. She might be listening. But we have some work to do. And I want you to think. And thank you so much. May God bless you. And I hope that I see you soon.